I'm going to tell you a truth right now, and I guarantee you've never truly considered this. Most men you know are fundamentally weak inside, regardless of the mask they wear. Do you know why? It's simple. They've signed a silent treaty with their own mediocrity. The moment their muscles burn, the moment their bank account drops, the moment things don't go as planned or the silence becomes too heavy, they do what the masses do. They quit. They believe quitting is a logical decision. They tell themselves, "I've done enough." But enough is the word losers use to justify their lack of spirit, their lack of will. Today, we travel to a land where enough does not exist. A land of frozen lakes and forests made of iron. In 1939, a handful of Finnish farmers humiliated the largest army on the planet. They didn't have better weapons. They didn't have more men. They had something called Sisu. Today, I will reveal the architecture of that mindset. I will show you why your brain lies to you so you quit, and how you can hack your own biology to unlock a reserve of energy that 99% of humanity will never know. Before we begin, there is something you must know. If you came here looking for a productivity hack to work 10 more minutes at your office, you can leave. If you're looking for tricks to feel motivated, this video will offend you. Sisu is not motivation. Motivation is for the weak who need to feel like it to act. Sisu is for the man who acts when he has nothing left. If you aren't ready to look your own pain in the eye, turn this off now. For the few who remain, understand this. Knowledge without tools is a burden. In the description, you will find our tactical library. If you aren't reading the classics, you're going to war with a wooden sword. Get the manuals now. The inner citadel is not built on will alone. It is built on mental engineering. I recommend you start with Meditations by Marcus Aurelius to armor your judgment. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl to find purpose in pain, and A Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi to forge a discipline of steel. Choose one of these books and read at least one page a day. That is more than most will ever do. That alone puts you ahead of the masses. The Trial by Fire. The Winter War. Imagine this. It is November 1939. Stalin sends 500,000 soldiers, thousands of tanks, and hundreds of planes toward your border. Your country is small, your army is a joke. The world leaves you for dead. The newspapers in London and New York are already writing your obituary. What happened next defied military physics. The Finns did not retreat. They applied the doctrine of Sisu. If the enemy is 10 times stronger, then every Finn must be worth 11. This wasn't a hollow patriotic phrase. Far from it. It was an operational reality. They became white ghosts in the forest. Here, the figure of Simo Haiha, the White Death, emerges. A man who eliminated over 500 invaders alone. How? He wasn't a superhero. He was a man with extreme Sisu. He kept snow in his mouth so his breath wouldn't give away his position. He waited for hours at minus 40 degrees without moving. That is Sisu, the capacity to endure the unendurable to achieve the necessary. In our video, Become Unbreakable, we discussed Law 2, the living fire or amor fati. Sisu is the armed wing of that law. You don't just love your fate. You force it to submit to your will through pure endurance. The unbreakable man is not the one who doesn't feel the hit. He is the one who, after being hit 1,000 times, stands up and asks, "Is that all you've got?" Block 2. The science of the quitter. Your brain is betraying you. Listen closely, because this will change how you view your fatigue. In your brain, there is a region called the Anterior Mid-Cingulate Cortex, aMCC. What is it for? The aMCC is a key region, crucial for integrating emotion and cognition, acting as a control center for attention, motivation, and decision-making. And as if that weren't enough, and here is the point that interests us most, modern neuroscience has discovered that this zone is the command center for willpower. The fascinating part is this. The aMCC only grows when you do something you don't want to do. If you love running and you run, it doesn't grow. But if you hate running and you force yourself out into the rain, that area of the brain physically expands. Elite athletes and people who live past 100 have a massive aMCC. Most people have an atrophied aMCC because they live comfortable lives. Quitting is not a character flaw. It is a physical weakness of your brain's hardware that you have allowed by being soft. This connects to what we learned before in the ghost mode protocol. The isolation of ghost mode is the perfect laboratory to enlarge your aMCC. When you strip away distractions and are left alone with your work and your discomfort, you are in brain surgery without anesthesia. You are manufacturing Sisu. You are stopping being a puppet of cheap dopamine to become a sovereign of your own pain. Block 3. The ritual of shock, Avanto and sauna. Sisu is not a theory. It is a daily practice of voluntary stress. Finns have the culture of the sauna, followed by Avanto, ice swimming. Why? Because it teaches the body a vital lesson. Panic is an option. When you enter 32-degree water, your body enters a state of shock. Your mind screams, "Get out! We're going to die!" Sisu is the calm voice that answers, "No, we stay 30 seconds more." In that moment of absolute control over the survival instinct, a free man is born. If you can master the fight or flight reflex in a frozen lake, an email from your boss or a market crash won't even make you flinch. This is truly interesting, isn't it? Now, let's continue. But first, a quick pause to tell you. Most people come here looking for tips, but you have made it this far seeking a structural transformation. It isn't easy, but it happens step by step. That puts you in the competitive minority. The 1% that finds clarity. If this resonates with you, understand that this is just another step. And to reach your peak version, you need consistency. Don't lose the strategic advantage. Subscribe now and maintain your path of self-mastery. Always stay Invictus. Block 4. The psychology of aggressive determinism. There is a concept in Sisu called action regardless of consequences. I truly ask you to pay attention to this. It is of utmost importance because this is not just blind optimism. Optimism is like a drug for those who cannot handle reality. Optimism says, everything will be fine. Sisu, in a more philosophical and profound way, tells us, everything can go wrong. I can lose everything, and yet I will do my job with absolute perfection. Isn't that truly wonderful and powerful? I'll ask you a few questions. Be honest with yourself. Think about your own challenges. How many times have you stopped working on your project because you didn't see results? How many times have you quit a diet because you weren't losing weight fast enough? You are a slave to results. Sisu frees you from that. Sisu is the honor in the struggle itself, regardless of the outcome. It is the spirit of the Spartans at Thermopylae. They knew they were going to die, but they stayed to comb their hair and sharpen their spears. Now, internalize this. When you stop seeking the security of success, you become dangerous. Because a man who does not need a guarantee of victory to fight is a man who can never be defeated psychologically. You can take his money, his health, or his life, but you cannot take his Sisu, his relentless determination. It is the ultimate possession. Block 5. Your Sisu protocol, the training. How do you start today? You don't need to travel to Finland. Your winter is in the decisions you've been avoiding. Your Sisu is built on the edges of your comfort zone. 1. Seek voluntary stress. If you're afraid of public speaking, do it. If you hate morning exercise, wake up early. Set that goal you've been avoiding for years. 2. Eliminate the hope of rescue. Stop waiting for someone to save you, for the government to lower taxes, or for your partner to understand you. You're the only one responsible for your inner citadel. 3. The extra step rule. When you feel you are finished, when your brain says, "That's enough," do one more rep, read one more page, work 10 more minutes. That extra is where the expansion of the aMCC happens. Sisu is a debt you pay daily. It is the price of sovereignty. It isn't something you have. It is something you are at the moment of fatigue. It is the difference between being a spectator of history and being the architect of your own destiny. Keep moving forward. The path is beautiful when there are obstacles we manage to overcome. We are finished. The map is on the table. You've understood the history, you've understood the biology, and you've received the protocol. Now, the question isn't whether you can do it. The question is whether you have the integrity to stop lying to yourself. If you gained 1% clarity today, imagine that compounded over a full year. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Don't break the chain. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep accumulating mental power every week. Get out of here and find your storm. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Remember this famous proverb: a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Keep moving forward. Stay Invictus.